Hey, I wanted to take today off to explain some things. I've actually already been signed with Curse. Went a lot faster than I thought it would. I thought it would take another couple weeks, but I've already signed the papers. They've already given me the invitation. I got my scheduled uploads back. As far as you guys can see, nothing will have changed. The only major change is that they pay out on the 10th. My last network, Maker, they paid out at the end of the month. So that means that I may not be getting major projects until towards the middle of the month, maybe on like the 10th or the 11th. Normally, what I did is whenever the hell Maker would pay me, which was not very often, it was often every other month. And towards the end of my contract, it got to the point where it was not even enough to get like a decent game or like pay off something for the channel, like a new controller or whatever else I needed. Things vary every month from time to time. What I usually did is I took whatever Maker paid me and I took the Patreon funds that I get, which is about $20 a month, and I would combine that, and that would usually be enough to get something like, Basara, some of the bigger stuff that I've gotten, like a Vita game. Odin Sphere is a pretty prime example. I did that with that game, and I haven't put up that much for that game. I kind of took a break from it. So I may, I'll make some sacrifices as usual. I've had to make a lot of sacrifices to keep this channel running to begin with, but if it's something more low key like God Eater, which was a very impromptu, unplanned purchase, I didn't really put a lot of thought into that. I saw that it was $20 and I had like $19 in my PayPal, so the game was like $1. And if it's something like that, then I'm going to wait until the 10th, most likely, unless I'm very excited for it on a more personal level. I'm not sure how much more it's going to be in terms of the monetization and the revenue and stuff like that. But like I said, Swillow can vouch for this too. Like the last network that I was with, they were not paying as much as they did when I first signed on. So I'm not really sure what to expect. They said that they pay out on the 10th, so I'm assuming that I'm probably going to get like $5 from them this month, and then next month I'll have a more proper estimate of how much I'll be getting. And the month after that will be Basara. I'll probably be done with all of the Basara, the major Basara content, the Yukimura Den content by that time, and that's going to be pretty interesting. It's going to tell me how much more I can do with the channel. There's been lots of major releases that I've wanted to do. I've wanted to import stuff like Odin Sphere and things like that, months before they get localized, but just the logistics of it has been not very friendly for my wallet, simply because of how little I was making. This isn't my primary source of income, but at the same time, most of my non-gaming money, non-YouTube money, goes towards just keeping me alive, eating for the next day and stuff like that. So if I can get this to be at least a little bit more profitable, that's going to be great for everybody. I'll be able to do more giveaways, I'll be able to take more risks on games. I've had to be very safe with the games that I get, aside from things like God Eater. God Eater is a franchise that I've known about since its inception, like back when it was a poverty PSP title. I just never have played it at all, like I explained in the last video. I never even downloaded an ISO. It's completely new to me. I'm enjoying it so far, but a lot of that is just because the base price was like $20. It's like a very low risk game for me. If it was like a full $60, or at least on the Vita a full $40, I would have had to put more thought into it. I would definitely like to get to a point where I can take more risks and I can expand my horizons at least a little bit. It's all still going to be stylish action games and platformers and shmups and stuff like that. But maybe I can do more expensive stuff. I can get more things on day one. Maybe I can do things like the Oni-chan-Bara Z2 Chaos port and put out review series and stuff like that. It's going to be a pretty exciting time. It's just the contract kind of went out at a very odd time for me because there's not really any major releases coming out until the end of August. So I'm not really sure what to expect. I'm probably not going to disclose exactly how much I'm making. I'm not even sure if that's something I'm supposed to be doing. But hopefully I'll be able to give you guys a little bit of a vague, hint on how much more I'm making. And either way, you'll see the difference. I'll probably will be doing more giveaways. I'll have more games rotated into the lineup and stuff like that. In terms of the next major release, it's going to be Yukimura Den for sure. God Eater comes out like the same week, as far as I know. I think they're like a week apart or something like that. With my, income from the past network, I would not be able to do both. With this one, I'm not really sure what's going to happen. Honestly, I might be able to do both. It's just it's more dependent on if the PC port for God Eater 2 runs at 60 FPS, because if it does, then I'll shell out the extra $20 and I'll get it on there. I don't even know if the game has any kind of save transfer feature from the first one, but it's just God Eater Resurrection is such a weird game because it's like they could tell they went the extra mile. Apparently they like redubbed or they re-recorded a lot of the lines. I guess they got the voice actors back from the old one, but at the same time they made it $20 base price, and then the second one is coming out like barely a month and a half after. So it's like, as much as I enjoy the game, it's probably not something I'm going to take to a high level. I'll probably will just decide to probably beat the story and get a little bit into the end game and just probably shelve it because the second one's coming out a month later. You know, it's not like the Tales of Xillia situation is very kind of a similar situations. Like that game, you know, when they localized it, the next one came out like about 10 to 12 months after. So it's like, you know, you knew that the second one was coming. You knew that, you know, you didn't want to put 500 hours into the first one when the second one was coming out, and it was better in almost every regard, at least from a gameplay standpoint. Whereas with this, there's like barely a month, so it's like, even if you like the game, you know that you're probably going to be better off putting more time into the second one. So I don't even know if I'm going to bother with guides and stuff. It's probably just going to be raw gameplay. They haven't really said anything about the PC version at all. They've been very hush hush about it. If I find out that it runs at 60 FPS, which, you know, it's a PSP game, should be able to handle it, I will probably get it on there. Otherwise, I'm just gonna migrate over to the second one on Vita and just continue to play it on there. So that's what's going on now. I was expecting the transitional phase to take a lot longer. As far as I know, they just need to do a mass monetization, and everything's pretty much all set. I already sent them a taxed form. They already sent me the invitation into the network, and I got my scheduled uploads back. I forgot that that was something that was locked behind being a YouTube partner. I didn't have that for like 2 days, which is very awkward for me because I often do my videos days in advance unless I'm, you know, busy with something or I'm just lazy, or you know, it's kind of been like the past couple weeks where I just haven't been in the best physical and mental health. I haven't been doing things in advance, but everything's good now. I'll keep you guys posted. I'll probably do another giveaway whenever there's a good sale again. I still have a bunch of prizes to give out from the last one. I've got one Streets of Fury EX code available. I've got one that's going to be given to an old friend of mine, and I've got a bunch of other stuff to give out. So I'll probably get to that later on in the week. Tomorrow I've got to run some errands when I come back. It's pretty freaking hot outside. I'm probably going to be too tired to do a very extensive stream, but later on this week we'll go ahead and we'll knock that out. I'll give out whatever else I have if people are interested. We'll go from there. I'm probably going to be playing some God Eater this week, maybe some DFO for the event, and Knights of Valor. I'm kind of waiting until I buy my groceries because I want to. There is like they're doing a 10% off Steam sale on the cash shop, and I think I could probably afford another $18 on that game and just awaken SSX and get to the end game and stuff like that. But that's what's going to be going on tomorrow. Whenever I get back, probably around 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, I'll try to give out some extra stuff. I have one code of Streets of Fury EX left that's up for grabs, and then the rest is just going to be random Humble Bundle stuff. I didn't really want to spend much on the Steam sale because not that many people showed that much interest in my past giveaway last week. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'll keep you guys posted on the channel situation. Peace.